Welcome back to Season 2 of our rebuild, where we're kicking things off with a big sale straight away. James McAtee has completed a €25 million move to Union Berlin. His move completed right at the start of this episode, and it doesn't stop there. Luton Town signed Mohamed Sissoko for €3.1 million. And these big moves happening in the transfer window here, there and everywhere. We're selling big players. We're looking to improve this side. And there is Sasha Boy. He's moved to Lille from Bayern Munich for €41 million. That's a big move. Of course, everything looking at that move from McAtee at the start of this episode for €25 million to the Bundesliga. James Wilson, he's going back to Sunderland on loan for a 6-month loan. They wanted him last season. He doesn't go there for a full season now. Stephen Mafunny, he moves to Girona on a 12-month loan away from the club. Really good development chance for him in La Liga for a very young centre-back. Samuel Agueli, he's going to Italy to play for Lecce on a 12-month loan deal. Hendrik is offering a massive move from Real Madrid to Bayern Munich for €56 million. That is a massive deal. Surprised to see Real Madrid let him go. With Mbappe, maybe he's not needed. Bayern looking to bring up a younger player to replace Harry Kane for the future. We've got Christy McFarlane moving to Coventry City on a 12-month loan till the end of the season. We have got Dimarco being linked with a heavy move to Spurs. Buonanotte has moved from Brighton to Juventus in Italy for €29 million. We've got Maximo Pirone leaving the club permanently for €35 million. Chance for him to impress in the Premier League. Chelsea selling their star striker, Jonathan David, for a big profit to fellow Premier League side Crystal Palace. And as for the goalkeeper situation, we've decided on Vanja Milinkovic-Savic as the man to replace him and replace Stefan Ortega, that is. We agree a €15 million move for Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, with Katongo going the other way for €5 million, so it's like €20 million we're paying for this man. He's going to come in at 6'8", as hopefully a real big massive improvement on the goalkeeper situation. Got very good kicking. There he is arriving at the Manchester City ground. Now, he did play for Manchester United in his youth career. He's really sort of developed over the years, and at 28 years of age now, he's reached the point in his career where he's ready for a bigger move. He's going to battle with Diogo Costa for that #1 spot. It's going to be certainly very difficult to earn it, because Diogo Costa, we know how good he is as a goalkeeper. But Vanja Milinkovic-Savic is a Manchester City player. He makes that cross-rival move, really, from Torino, considering he was a Man United player in the past. But a good move, €15 million plus Jadel Katongo going the other way. And there it is, confirmed. Here we go. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic is our new goalkeeper. He will wear the number 32 shirt, like he wore, of course, for Torino. He's 6'8", which is just crazy. He's a very, very big man. He's got real quality. Shot stopping wise, but 89 kicking really did stand out to me and say, listen, this guy's a Pep Guardiola type goalkeeper. He's good on the ball, his passing range is fantastic. That is something we want to see. And I think with a goalkeeper of his level and what he can do for the club, backing up Diogo Costa, I think that'll help us even more in the Carabao Cup and in the FA Cup now, and promote this side hopefully to doing even better in those competitions. Because last year we were out in the quarter-final, the semi-final, I think, of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. This year, we want to win all four. We want to win the Premier League, we want to win the Carabao Cup, we want to win the Champions League, we want to win the FA Cup. We want to win absolutely everything. And I think with a solid backup goalkeeper, you've got that opportunity to do that, because they're so good when playing when the first French goalkeeper doesn't. Justin Odobor is going to join Leicester City on loan till the end of the season. A good move for him. As Zagovia, who was a big part of Spurs' season last year, he's left the club to move to Wolfsburg. Codino from River Plate, he's moved to Parma. Max Lane has been told from the club he can leave the club on loan, as we know, but he's going to be really big for us in the future. Men's International Cup news. Costa named as the #1 goalkeeper. Like I've said many times, this man is the best goalkeeper in world football. The transfer moves keep happening. Kyle Samuel, he's moving to Everton on a 12-month loan. We've got Jemai Simpson-Pussy returning to Nantes on a 12-month loan. He was there last season as well. Alpha Rupret, he has moved to Wolves on a 12-month loan deal. Premier League loan for him. That's very important. And then back into the transfers, where Torino has signed Bardi from Udinese for a massive €37 million. That is a big amount of money to pay for a 25-year-old. And we mustn't forget as well, in today's episode, guys, we have got highlights, just the goals from the pre-season games coming up. All 3 games that we will play. Now, Bazuzu is going to join Brentford on a 12-month loan. Really good move for him in the Premier League. And this is a surprising deal. Dean Huijsen has moved not to Real Madrid, but to Bayer Leverkusen for €49 million. This €50 million lease clause being triggered by them. And what a big move for Matheus Cunha. Before we get into pre-season football, Matheus Cunha has moved to La Liga from relegation threatened Wolves. He's moved to Real Betis, which is a bit of a surprise move, the like of Manchester United and Arsenal interested in, but no, Real Betis he goes, and Como have signed Sanchez from Leipzig for 26 million euros. Big moves in the transfer market. So it's time for the bit of action we've been looking for, which is the pre-season. We face off against sister club Girona to kick things off in this year's pre-season action. Here is Adam Wharton, Ederson. Ederson always caught out there in the middle there by Miss Husi. And that's a great bit of pace from him past Jumabar. And the ball in behind, and Vita Hayes can't get there. And Vanja Milinkovic-Savic can't do anything to stop it. And Girona take the lead over Manchester City. It's Abel Ruiz. Well, good work from Miss Husi there for Mikel's side. He took it off Ederson, who we know can be a little bit sloppy in the midfield areas. He's going to play more attacking this year in a more attacking role, but he give the ball away too easy. By that time, Heiss and Jumabar can't get across. And Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, a big man, spreads himself, but it's not enough to keep out the shot from Abel Ruiz there. Good finish from the Spaniard. Good tackle in the box here. City with a chance at the end of this one. Vita Heiss! Save by the goalkeeper. He's made quite a few saves today. That is full time, and City start off pre-season firing blanks. No goals for City. A 1-0 defeat to sister club Girona. And Mikel's side have outperformed Pep Guardiola's Manchester City on the opening day of pre-season. A disappointing result for this City side. Well, Spike Brits is going to move to Ipswich in the Championship on loan for a season. That's a good move for him. And big moves in the transfer market for goalkeeper Jean Garcia. He's moved the club. Alvarado has joined Hull City as well from Medellin. We've told Callum Doyle he is surplus to requirements at Manchester City. He can leave. Johan Visser has moved to Borussia Mönchengladbach from VRL for 41 million euros. And RB Leipzig are on the tail of Marc Cucurella. And also Paris Saint-Germain looking for a new midfielder. Frankie de Jong, Alexis McAllister named the goalkeeper for Girona, the top player in that previous game. Now, we have been looking at a striker, haven't we? We named Liam Delap as a possible option. We said he's too good for us, really. And that does mean that another club can make a move for him. We've got a 25% sell-on clause, which we could make money from, because Liverpool have negotiated a €70 million deal for him. Aaron Ramsdale tries to end his duck of making mistakes in the Premier League. He's going to go to Sporting, and Daniel Marmouche on the list of Leverkusen. One more pre-season action now for Manchester City. Once again, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic between the sticks. Today, we take on Athletic Club de Bilbao, a side that City know have that pace in the counter in Inaki Williams. Here is Gutierrez. He spun Jumabar there. And Gutierrez! Oh! That is not the kind of goal we thought we'd be conceding here. A bit of a turn on Jumabar. He's had a good sort of pre-season. But we saw his mistake in the previous game. Him and Vita Hayes playing together. He's lacking pace, really, that back line. And new man Milinkovic-Savic, I do feel should do a lot better with his shot. Slides it low and hard. The goalkeeper there, all 6'8" of him. It takes a lot to get down low. But he should spread out an arm there and make a save in my eyes. Kusanov not quick enough to react either. And I don't think they should score from there, really. Here is Savinho. Threads on through to Ederson at the end of this one. Great defending by Athletic Club. And is that going to be it? It is another 1-0 defeat for Manchester City in pre-season. Pep Guardiola's side, under new tactical elements and new tactical instructions, have not been impressive. And City's pre-season has started pretty poorly here. Well, Liam Delap, confirmed move to Liverpool there. 70 million euros for a former Manchester City youth player. That does mean that City will pick up a 25% sell-on clause. It is around 28 million euros added to our budget, I suppose, this season. That is a big move. I mean, Delap is such a good striker. He's going to lead the line at Liverpool. He's going to be a really, really important player for them. I think he's going to play a big role. He's going to be England's centre forward, England's number 9 for the future, isn't he, after Harry Kane? He's clearly got the quality, and he's got the quality that City would have liked to stay at the club, but we can't afford to bring him in with the fact that Erling Haaland is our number 1 striker. He doesn't want to play backup football. Karen Archer's moved for 27 million euros to another club as well. Final game pre-season for Manchester City, we take on another big side. This time, a side beat the Champions League last season. It is Antonio Conte's Napoli. Here is a corner for Napoli. So he's swung in by David Neres. He plays it short. Cambiasso across. He's done really well against Cambiasso there. Good feet here into... Was Neres saved by Costa. Cambiasso against Osimhen. Osimhen, that... penalty. How is that a penalty there? Cambiasso has done absolutely nothing. And the referee gives a penalty against the Italian. I'd like to see this again. I have no understanding at all of how that's a penalty, but it goes Napoli's way. And Vitor Osimhen, who's found his way back into Antonio Conte's Napoli side, steps up from the spot. Osimhen against Costa, puts in the top left-hand corner. 1-0 Napoli, but I really don't understand how the referees give that as a penalty. Nowhere near that being a penalty. I don't understand where the foul is from Cambiasso. Yes, it's a pre-season game. The referee, I have no understanding of that at all. How that is a foul, I don't know. Costa beat him from the spot. And Napoli had the lead through Vitor Osimhen here in pre-season. Here is Osimhen again into Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour! Good save by Costa. Back to the Napoli player, who taps into an empty net. Well, it's been a very unsuccessful pre-season for Manchester City. And Lucas Paquetá scores for Napoli. We are yet to score a goal ourselves. And Napoli have a 2-0 lead here. Yet to score a goal in the whole of pre-season so far. We are looking poor up top and defensively very weak. Here is Osimhen. Oh, the defence is wide open here. Vitor Osimhen lifts it over Costa, 3-0. This has been really poor by a stronger side with power getting today. Savinho. Xavi Simons here. Into Haaland. Wide to Savinho. Could City get our only first and only goal of pre-season to Haaland? Haaland the chance here. Erling Haaland. 3-1 Manchester City. Our only goal of pre-season. Dispatched by Erling Haaland. Assisted from Savinho. Xavi Simons. Very, very important and integral in the build-up there. But it's our first and only goal of pre-season. We've been poor. We've pulled one back 3-1. But it's just too late, I think, for City to get anything from this one. Here is Savinho, counter for City, Jeremy Doku. Doku, he's got Ederson running with him. Doku through to Ederson. Here's a Brazilian playing a more further advanced role this season. It's Ederson! Dispatches it really well, 3-2. But I think it's too late. 3 added minutes here, 93rd minute Ederson scores. We've been poor in pre-season. It's certainly taken quite a bit of adaptation to this new process, this new formation, this new trial of these new tactics this season as we look to adapt things. Playing sort of a box in front of the goalkeeper, a 2-2. And then the 5 and the behind the goal scorer, Erling Haaland. Ederson scores late on. But that is going to be it, with him scoring a pretty big goal for himself. Hopefully he can have a really good season. That more forward advanced position can help us out defensively as well with his approach to the game. The referee blows the full-time whistle. City's pre-season ends with 3 defeats, 1 goal scored, and 5 goals conceded. Let's hope we have better form going into the start of that Premier League season. Otherwise, it's going to be a long old season for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Well, big news. David Mavama is moving to Valencia on a 12-month loan. And that means that we are looking for that striker, certainly. Madueke has moved to Villarreal on a permanent deal. He leaves Chelsea. They have decided to sell him on for a profit, make a bit of money for himself. Lucas Bergvall has left Tottenham Hotspur, made a €50 million move from Tottenham to Paris Saint-Germain. That PSG midfielder, Vitinha, João Neves, so many good players. Paris Brunner has moved from AS Monaco to Manchester United, a €6 million move. They're making a move for young players, looking for those players for the future at Manchester United, and that is another one they make a move for. That's a good move from Jason Wilcox. They were interested in Liam Delap, weren't they? Couldn't make the move for him. Gertrude has made a move there from Leipzig to Sevilla, €49 million for the Dutchman. That's a decent amount of money paid. And Dortmund are interested in Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. He's a very good player. Well, one moves away, Max Lane. He's moved to AFC Bournemouth on a 12-month loan away from Manchester City. We've got Nathan Ake permanently leaving the club for just over €31 million. He moves to Brentford. He's been a fantastic player for us, Ake. Pedro Porro moves to Inter for €87 million. But of course, we were all thinking about that move from Nathan Ake away from City to Brentford to a fellow Premier League side. Now, we are looking at, of course, wingers. We've talked about Jeremy Doku maybe leaving the club, and Adeyemi could be an option if Doku was to leave the club. We're saying about strikers as well, with David Mavama going out on loan. We are looking for a younger striker. Dejan Petrovic is another player that I've added to my shortlist of younger strikers that could be an option for City this summer, that we're looking at as someone to bring in as a backup to Erling Haaland. I think he's just not quite good enough. I did also have Kostoulas as well, 19-year-old Greek man there, but he's moved to Real Madrid, so he's off the radar. And I think I've narrowed it down really between probably Conrad Harder of Sporting. I think it's going to cost a lot of money to bring him in. Vita Jokeres, of course, in the Premier League with Spurs, so he's moved on. Or Ori Oskarsson, who's a player we know has been linked with City in the past anyway. So Harder or Oskarsson, I think, are the two. Both 21 years of age, both 78 rated, both got different elements to their game, but both players that we're looking at and saying, I think I want to bring either one of those in. Vanat is an option as well, actually. It's a Dynamo Kiev. I mean, 25 million euros he's going to cost, 24 years of age. But I think he's a bit further along in his development at 24. That I think he's not at that stage of his career where he can be playing a backup striker. He wants to be a first-choice striker. I'd say the same for Kisvarden as well at 24 years of age. And Kevin Carlos, I don't think to the level of a Manchester City player we're looking for. Felipe Augusto, you could say the same. And maybe for someone like Luis Muntu as well. And there is Liam Delap in the Liverpool kit. Griezmann, his pace, I think, is what really puts me off him. Well, I am, as always, looking for talents for the future as well. I mean, you tend to do this in sort of the January transfer window, but I am looking this year to fulfill our squad fully. I'm looking for a fourth-choice player in a certain position to be an 18-year-old developing well. We look at players like Moises Panigua there. He's a quite good player, only 18 years of age. David Atorbi, 18 years of age, Spaniard playing at Lille. Sam Renders, a right-back. We've got a lot of options here. Enzo Malobi is there as well, 86 pace, 75 dribbling. He looks like a pretty decent player, if you ask me, with all his stats there to be sort of a backup player, a third choice, a fourth choice, and a certain position for the club. Victor Fernandez as well, 64 rated. A player that's sort of caught my eye actually with his development at Levante. Can play striker, can play midfielder. I'm not exactly sure what fourth choice position we're looking for because we've got a lot of sort of attacking midfielders, wingers, strikers across the field, across areas. This player, Dani Fernandez, played at Tenerife. His stats look fantastic. I mean, 18 years of age, 71 rated. He's maybe someone we look at in January as a future star, and perhaps someone who we're looking at and saying, is this man the next Pedri? Because he has got those sort of attributes that you think he could be the next Pedri, and surely Manchester City can't turn their chance to sign the next Pedri. But I don't think he's quite what we're looking for in that position as someone to bring in and be the fourth choice role, because we've got Divin Mokasa and people like that. And I'm maybe looking at a fourth choice goalkeeper instead. We've got Karius, but maybe a younger goalkeeper for the future. Luca Fuster stands out to me, an Argentinian, 64 rated, 19 years of age. Fourth choice goalkeeper who's got a chance to develop as a footballer. Someone for the future of the club. We know we've got Spike Brits who's out on loan. We know Diogo Costa's quite young, but Vanja Milinkovic-Savic's new second choice goalkeeper certainly isn't young. Loris Karius isn't either. And this man here at Osasuna, former Braga man, Tomas Sousa, has really stood out to me. 6'3", nearly 70 rated at 19. He's certainly a goalkeeper for the future. Rananotti as well, Hungarian, playing at Feyenoord. And we've got loads of younger players on the bench. I mean, Yildiz there, who's gone to Chelsea. But I think, as for a fourth choice player, I think a fourth choice goalkeeper seems to make more sense. And I think I'm going to decide on this in bringing in Tomas Sousa, 19 years of age, 6'3", right-footed goalkeeper, 77 kicking, his biggest standout attribute there, which shows the quality he has. And I think we're going to end today's episode bringing him in as the fourth choice goalkeeper, someone who can develop, impress. He will bring the squad up towards 26 players for the season, and I think he would be a good addition to the side. I think we can pick him up for maybe 3 million euros. That is a very good market value for that sort of player, with the potential that he has as a young Portuguese goalkeeper, someone I'm sure Hugo Viana has watched the development of at Braga. So we are going to make a move for Tomas Sousa. We do agree a deal for Tomas Sousa, and he joins Manchester City. And here he's arriving, ending the episode with a new player here at the club. Fourth choice goalkeeper Tomas Sousa. We're going to have Diogo Costa as a starter. We're going to have Vanja Milinkovic-Savic as the backup. And we're going to have Tomas Sousa learning from Costa, his fellow Portuguese international. Of course, Loris Karius there as well as a homegrown option. That ends today's episode. Thanks for watching. Please, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. 3 million euro signing Tomas Sousa. Welcome to Manchester City, our new number 76. He will make up the squad. In the next episode, it's time to go and get what we really want. We've addressed the goalkeeper situation. We want a new midfielder / fullback. A massive signing there. And also a new backup striker. We'll see you guys next time.